Hi there guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to yet another video. Today we are back with the League 2 predictions for the 21-22 season. Let's get into this. Before we get into this video, do smash a like on this one. Let's get up to 80 likes on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's get straight into this. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. Starting at the bottom, we have Stevenage, Scunthorpe United, Sutton United and Oldham Athletic. Now remember, only 2 teams go down, so that would be Stevenage and Scunthorpe. Sutton and Oldham just surviving. Let's start with Stevenage and Scunthorpe then. Well, last year Stevenage finished 14th, which isn't too bad. Scunthorpe finished 22nd, which isn't great. But this year I think these two are going to go down. I think the bookies have these two as 2 of the favourites to go down. And I think with the wrong transfers, these two could be in a lot of trouble. I've said before that these two have been in League 1 and even Scunthorpe were in the Championship not that long ago. Just remember, this is a real fall from grace. And I always think it's hard down the bottom of League 2 when you've got the likes of Sutton and Hartlepool who have just come up. They're going to battle for their lives to stay up. I think these two are going to go down. I've got Sutton United just surviving. They were fantastic in the National League last year, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they do in League 2, but I think they survived just. And I've also gone for Oldham Athletic, who've been a bit stale over the last couple of years. They finished 18th in League 2 last year, and I think they're just going to survive this year as well. As we move up the table, I've gone for Harrogate, Crawley Town, Barrow and Rochdale. Now there's some interesting picks down here. I think these 4 will comfortably stay up in the end, but not really have the best seasons. Harrogate finished 17th last year. This would be a bit of a drop off, but I'm sure they'd just take survival again. Crawley Town, they finished mid-table 12th last year, so this would be a bit of a drop off for them as well. I think Crawley have the potential to be in the top half again, to be honest. They are a decent club, and with the right transfers, they should be there or thereabouts. I've also gone for Barrow, who finished 21st last year, to survive in 18th this year. Now, my early League 2 predictions, I did get a bit of criticism for putting them in my bottom 2, so I've listened to you guys, and I have kept them up. Barrow will finish 17th. And relegated Rochdale from League 1 last season, who finished 21st then, will have a bit of a stinker finishing 17th this year. I think they have the potential once again to bounce back up, but I don't know with Rochdale. We'll have to see who they bring in. In the middle of the table, I've gone for Walsall, Port Vale, Mansfield Town and Hartlepool. Now, there's a couple of clubs in here which really could battle towards the top half. We'll start with Walsall. They're a decent club. Remember, they were in League 1 a couple of years ago and they finished 19th last year, so this would be a slight improvement, but I'm sure the Walsall fans will want them to push on even more and get in the top half. We've also gone for Port Vale, who finished mid-table last year, finishing mid-table again this year. Another club that were in League 1 a couple of years ago. If they get the foundations right, any of these clubs could bounce back up next year. Same with Mansfield Town, who finished 16th last year. I've gone for 14th this year, which is a very slight improvement, but remember, they were there and thereabouts in League 2 a couple of years ago, just missing out on promotion through the playoffs and stuff. So I think Mansfield are one of the bookies' favourites to be there and thereabouts in the top 7, but I don't know after last year. And slap bang in the middle of the table, I've gone for Hartlepool United, who I was so chuffed with getting promoted last year. They did a real good job getting through the playoffs in the National League, which are really hard considering they had to go through the quarterfinals, the semi-final and the final to get there. They finished 4th in the National League, a really hard way to get promoted, but they did it. Fair play to them, and I think if they put everything into this season, they'll stay up, and I think mid-table. In the top half, I've gone for Forest Green Rovers, Colchester United, Carlisle United and Leyton Orient. So these clubs for me could be sniffing around the playoffs this year. We'll start with Forest Green, which would be a drop-off. Remember, they were 6th last year, and they've definitely got the foundations to get promoted. They're always there and thereabouts, but with League 2 being very competitive this year, it could see some teams pushed out the running. Colchester United are going to have a vast improvement on last season, where they finished 20th in League 2. I'm surprised they finished that low. Remember, Colchester United are a decent club, but things didn't work out last season. I've put them in the top half, 11th this year. Just above them is Carlisle United, who finished 10th last year. I've seen a few Carlisle fans say they're a bit frustrated they missed out on the playoffs last year, and they were there and thereabouts, weren't they? But just towards the end, they couldn't get in there. I think it'll be similar this season. They could definitely get in there, but I think they're a top 10 club. And Leyton Orient are going to climb a couple of spaces on last season. They finished 11th this year. I'm saying Leyton Orient will finish 9th. I really like Leyton Orient, especially the journey they've been on. I think they'll be there and thereabouts. This is where things start hotting up. In 8th place, I've gone for Swinton Town, who I think could be there and thereabouts with the playoffs this year. Every time they're in League 2, they are usually one of the stronger outfits, and it'd be interesting to see if they can bounce back from relegation straight away. Same with Northampton Town. They were relegated last year in 22nd place. I've put them in 7th place, just sneaking into the playoffs. Bradford City, one of the biggest clubs in this division, are going to make the top 7 this time round. They finished 15th last year, which is really bad for a club like Bradford. Remember, they were a Premier League club 20 years ago. And in 5th place, I've gone for Exeter City. The Devon club are always sniffing around the playoffs, aren't they? Last year, they finished 9th, but how many times have they lost out in the playoffs? I think they've lost the playoff final 3 or 4 times. And then in my top 4, I've got Newport County, Salford City, Bristol Rovers and Tranmere Rovers. Let's start with Newport County, who finished 5th last year. This would be a slight improvement finishing 4th, but it'd be agonising if it is the case, because they'd have just missed out on the top 3 automatics. But in my top 3 I've gone for clubs that have been busy with their signings, one of them being Salford City, who have spent quite a lot of money in the recent years getting promoted, and this time round I think they will get promoted to League One. It'll be interesting to see if they do, considering the money they're pumping into that project. In second place I've gone for Bristol Rovers to bounce straight back up. They've made some interesting signings since getting relegated. In the last week they've signed a couple of wingers, Anderson and Luke Thomas from Barnsley, and I think with fans being back at the stadiums this will be a big boost to the gas. And winning the league I have gone for Tranmere Rovers, who did finish in the playoffs last year, and I touched on in my previous video that it's been an unlucky couple of seasons for Tranmere Rovers. Remember, they got relegated via the points per game thing. They lost out in the playoffs last year, but this time around they're going to bounce back, and they're going to bounce back strong, winning the league. Some of their signings have been sensational. Just to name a few, we've got Glatzel, McManaman, Maguire and Nevitt, and plenty more, and Tranmere for me are going to win the league. So then guys, that's my League 2 predictions for the 21-22 season. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. It's okay to disagree. Make sure you've left a thumbs up on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Thank you for watching today's video. If you want to see more Matt SB content, please go over to Instagram, Facebook and TikTok, where you can find me, Matt SB. More content coming your way, so go over there, follow to the socials, and we'll see you in the next video.